Welcome, everybody, to another Georgia Archery podcast. I'm your host, Big John Chandler, and this is where we talk about, well, anything and everything to do with archery in the state of Georgia and Georgia archers, wherever they may shoot. And I always have my co host, or at least most of the time, when I can. We're not going to go, let's figure out a name this time. My,
That's what I was waiting
I
on.
know, but it's one of them times I'm just go straight up. That's
Just straight
Robbie's
up.
Surface.
What's going on, dude?
What's up, Robbie? How's the world treating you, bud?
Tired of looking at houses for sale.
Tired of looking at houses.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we've put a couple hundred miles on the vehicle and ain't seen nothing or found nothing yet. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say that. We've put a couple offers in, but
Yeah,
no
but it's
no
just not.
go.
Yeah, it.
Just
Hey,
not the house didn't meet the number that was required, and at least in my opinion. So
they have inflated those suckers so big right now. It's
dude, it
ridiculous.
is it is absolutely nuts. And then the ones in a different county that
Yep,
are a little more affordable, the tax rates not double, but it's considerably higher.
for
So
sure.
for a house that's you know in one county where you'd pay $1,400 $1,500 a year in taxes, it's $2,500 $2,600 a year
Yep,
for the same square footage.
same square footage.
It's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. But this is not a podcast where politics
No, no,
is
no.
discussed.
So that was your weekend was house hunting.
It's been
Weekends,
more than
weekdays, every day. I understand.
weekdays.
That has encompassed all of your time
Yeah, it seems
besides
like it.
besides that work, right? I understand.
Hmm.
Well, my weekend was pretty good. Let's see. I worked on Saturday, and then I turned around and we had Father's Day, and both girls were here and put a little something on the grill. So that was a good thing. Had a good time. So
Yeah,
that's what
yeah, I
it's.
actually got to see Nathan a little bit for Father's Day. He brought me a gravy biscuit from Hardee's,
Uh-huh.
and
I remember them days y'all coming in with all them Hardee's.
oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah. But he left, and I don't remember what we did. I don't know. Can't remember if we went. No, I grilled. That's right, I did. We went to town, and
You got you a little something.
yeah, we went and got something, and I cooked on the grill. That's
I
right.
hear you. Well, that was good. Well, this past weekend we had where we were the week before
Hmm.
at State S3DA, so they had national Eastern 3D Nationals
At
in
Rand Lake,
Red Lake,
Illinois.
Illinois. That's right. And we had a few Georgians go up there and shoot and had a good time.
Hmm.
I do know of one that made a podium.
Miss
Made
Haley
it.
Metternich,
That's it. Third
third
place.
place.
And the shoot down was actually I saw video of the shoot down, so it's pretty cool.
Well, cool.
Congratulations. She
Yep, that's
she
what I was
worked
fixing to say.
she worked herself from fifth place to third and stayed there. So
You go, girl. Congratulations.
good job on that. And then they had the IBO, which we don't have that many go. You know,
No,
not
not
few.
really the forte of the South,
No, the South doesn't play the
or at
RBO game
least the
very hard right
Southeast.
now. Well, I tell you what's funny about that is there's been people talking about it. So if it ever starts up, then maybe it'll go. But
Yeah.
it might help if they'd start up because their participation ain't quite as big as other things.
No, no.
Sure. But
Which
that
is crazy. Sorry, I didn't
oh
mean
yeah,
to interrupt. Which is crazy because it's one of the longest standing organizations out there.
it is. But in my opinion, other organizations have made changes for growth
Right. Yeah.
that maybe
Well, you might as well. Now, you said it, and this is a podcast for those that are listening. And I know that I got some folks here that in in the Leesburg area, that listen to this that wouldn't know what you're referring to. So you might as well mention it.
no rangefinders whatsoever.
Well, IBO doesn't allow
IBO
rate,
IBO does not allow rangefinders.
and that's where the other organization
Changed some rules,
changed some rules.
caught some flack. We remember
Oh yes,
the flack that
oh
was
yes,
caught,
oh
but
yes.
but the participation shows otherwise now.
Hmm.
You know.
It does. Well, it's like It's like everything else. I mean, things evolve, things change. I mean,
Yes.
when bow hunting started,
Oh yeah, nobody had a rangefinder.
thing is a rangefinder.
What was the
Set it off and hung a
I saw
Mountain Dew.
Travis. I saw Travis had one of those original rangefinders. You know what I'm talking about? The ones that you looks like a 110 camera, elongated like this, and you roll it until the two lines meet, and that was the way you'd know which one it was. It was
You're older than I am, John.
I know, but it was primitive primitive thing. It was. I thought it was funny when he said, "Look at this thing," and it was pretty
I mean,
cool.
I can remember when I started bow hunting, and Chip Yeager was like, "All right, so this is your range." So he hung a Mountain Dew. He
Mountain Dew
stuck
bars.
a Mountain Dew bottle on a tree limb. He said, "Don't shoot no further than this."
Don't go past that. That's right. Hey, that's how it works. I mean, and that's I mean, when there's plenty of times we put some orange flagging tape out. You
I
know,
still do it in sets where
you
I'm going to set on a regular basis.
yep.
I'll still kind of flag it that way in case I'm not in a position where I can grab a rangefinder real quick.
You know where
That I got a good idea what yardage to shoot.
within some. Yep, I understand that too. Well, Saturday they had the 3D Outback Archery had a 3D shoot. It's been a while since I did not get to see how many they had because it has been just one of them. I was laid back the weekend and then all week was balls to the wall, so I ain't really done my homework like I'm supposed to.
It's hard
Um,
to do your homework and work at a
school.
shop and coach and do.
Oh man,
Yeah,
yeah. They had Geechee Bellman had another field round, one of those test field rounds. They had about 15 archers come out. That's just a local shoot, you know.
mm-hmm.
Um, and then the GAA had the state outdoor Joad, and they had about 80 archers up there. So that was pretty good.
Where was that one held? That was at Georgia Southern.
Yes, it was down
Okay,
at
yeah.
so. And so I haven't looked at those scores either. I know those kids did good, you know.
You're on restriction.
Definitely. Well, look, you know,
John says thanks.
look, kids. Does that mean we skip a week? Um,
Uh, hopefully not.
no, well, let's try not to. We are a day behind,
We are a day behind. This is
and
going to probably come out, I would assume, tomorrow, being that it is now 10 o'clock on Thursday night.
you never know. John may decide to just push it, so who knows?
He's a late night guy.
Well, not really, because I'm in them early mornings get here faster and faster.
They do.
Um, so who's shooting this weekend, Robbie?
Let's see who we got. GBAA has a state field shoot.
It is the
Uh,
state. It is the state field shoot in the southeast sectionals, and it's down in Savannah, Georgia.
Savannah
Yep,
over on the eastern coast
they down there by the Alligators.
by the alligators.
Yeah,
And then also on Saturday, 3D Bullseye Archery Range is having a 3D shoot.
that's neck. That's in your neck of the hood.
That's my neck of the hood
That's right.
down there in the Valdosta area.
That's right.
Old Life Outdoors with Jeremy
Jeremy, great guy.
and the crew.
Yep. And then also, Team On Point is hosting a Georgia South Carolina qualifier. So the second to last qualifier ever for the year.
Not ever, just of the year.
For the year, last one of the year. I mean, the second to last for the year, I should say.
Yeah.
It's the last one on Saturday. I can tell you that before the state shoot. So go out there and get your last shooter to year points if you need them. And then
Mm-hmm.
on the other end of the world down there, Sweetwater Archery is having a shoot, and they got it set up and trying to set it up for Metropolis look. You know, the
Getting ready for the
whatever it is, the next step for ASA.
ASA.
So they
Mm-hmm.
try to set it for that type of thing.
Do they have it set where to be 116 degrees and mosquitoes the size of blackbirds?
You remember that, do you? It's hot. It's always
Very,
hot.
very hot.
It's hot. There's some big deer though. Man, I had more fun looking at the cornfields than anything else up there for sure.
And see, now that I got a thermal,
Ooh.
dude, yeah. But no, I'm not going. It's too hot. It's hot enough here. And I
It was
swear it's hotter up there.
it was well, I could see that. Yes, I understand that completely. And well, the S3DA Outdoor State in Jackson County is the last S3DA of the year. So
We have made it.
all of the shooter of the year points and all of the adding up and all of the scores and everything, when we are said and done, we will have a state champion for outdoor,
Mm-hmm.
and we will have shooter of the year for all the classes,
Yep.
and we will have the team awards.
Yep.
So
Big day Saturday.
it is a big day Saturday. It's probably going to be one of them all day deals. Start at 10 o'clock. If the weather was like it's been the last couple of days, we really are not going to roast. The wind blew a little bit,
Really?
but it's been a beautiful days up here.
Dude, it was hot.
No,
I
we
had to
it's
go pick Abby up today at lunch, and I
yeah.
thought I was going to melt from the door to my
No,
truck door.
we've been at 80s, 85s.
Wow.
Feels like 90. So that's not hot.
Mm.
So it was good. If it's like that, man, it's going to be a heck of a day. And that's where Georgia Archery will be on Saturday, including the sidekick, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I'll be there.
if you didn't get one of those wonderful shirts Robbie's got on, come by and get you one because we will have them for sale. And support us and help
That's
us
true.
out, helping out the cost because all that money just goes back into buying more this, that, and the other. You know, to make sure that monthly fees on whatever goes through like it's supposed to.
Yeah, because this ain't free.
No, we do it. Yeah, we do it,
Yeah.
and
I mean, there's some cost involved.
there's definitely cost involved. That's on Saturday and on Sunday. Well, we're down to the last qualifier for the ASA. So R&D Archery is hosting the last qualifier. So the last time to get your points in
Yep.
for ASA before next month in the ASA championship
Now, where is the championship being held?
at River Bottom Outdoors.
RBO.
That's
Big
right.
old Scott Parrott.
That's right. Scott Parrott is hosting the state championship. What I tell you, 14, 15? I can't remember. Don't hold me to it. It's too late at night for me to pull it up. So, but we will definitely be talking about it as we go, and Georgia Archery will be at that event also.
Well, cool.
So, but if you're trying to get points, you have 2 times for ASA this weekend. One on Saturday, one on Sunday. Get your points in to figure out who the shooter of the year is going to be, and then all you got to do blistered at state and you got it going on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's all we got right now. I tell you that we ran through it pretty fast, but how's the shop, man? You picking up?
Yes, the last couple of days have been a very good sign of what's to come. I actually feel like it may be even starting a tad bit earlier.
I told somebody 3 weeks ago. I said, "Do you understand that the 4th of July must have happened 2 weeks ago?"
Yeah,
He was
I
like,
mean we're
"Wow."
not we're not knocking the doors down or nothing, but
No,
there's
but it's
definitely been
it's
a
definitely a bigger move before. Usually there was that combo that lull,
mm-hmm.
and it's been. Mark, I'll be honest. Mark was really tired yesterday when I walked in there at 4 o'clock. He's like, "Oh," and I was like, "Yep,
Yeah.
I understand. I knew what that meant." So,
Yesterday was a lot like that. Today started off kind of slow, and then it
yep,
was like somebody opened the gate, and
yep.
here we go.
Several bows in, several bows out. Um, After because we're winding down, there won't be quite as many shoots, come July. I mean, this is going to be some hunting shoots. We're going to talk about hunting stuff, and we're going to talk about this. So, in the comments, if you, what do you want to, what do you want us to talk about? If we don't have hunting shoots to talk, regular shoots to talk about, what do you want us to talk about? You want us to talk about bows? You want us to talk about arrows? Someone asked about a hunting setup arrow. And when, where, and why weight wise. I was like,
That's a loaded question there.
yeah, but man, we could put 30 minutes together on just
Oh
that.
yeah, for sure, because it's so user defined. I
Oh, for
mean,
sure.
draw weight, draw lengths, bow, um, brace height.
Oh, for sure. But I mean, are you on the skinny? Are you on the fast, light arrow camp, or are you on the super heavy, slow arrow camp? Or are you somewhere in the middle?
I ride the middle.
Me too. I do.
I ride the middle.
Um.
I want a little bit of weight,
Yep.
and I want a little bit of speed.
Yep. We want
And
to play the middle.
yep, and it's worked out very well for me over the last several years of doing that.
Well, I will say, in the state of Georgia, let's not talk about other deer. We're talking about here, right? Most of our people, we're talking about Georgia archers. We have thin skinned, small animals, comparative.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm not saying that we don't have big deer. We have some really great deer. But overall, if you tried to compare that deer to South
Illinois,
South
Iowa,
Dakota,
Kansas,
yeah, deer,
Ohio. Yeah, our deer
that
are
that
just
deer is not the same. So you should prepare your bow for what you're going to do.
for sure.
I have a gentleman who's come in who is going to Alaska and he's shooting caribou. And his biggest thing was, I want to get 100 yards.
So he's got to go lighter, faster
Yes, but
to some degree,
he has 30-inch draw length, which helped,
which is going to change it a little bit.
which
Um,
helped, right? So
which
now,
there's something also to be said for momentum as well.
oh, for sure,
That
and that's what
heavier arrow, which is why I like to ride that middle line,
well, we did the
is
math.
yeah, it's going to you know help that
Yep,
arrow maintain speed at longer ranges.
yep.
I mean, I'll never forget the test that Steve and I done when we first started the Walton County 4-H team back
With the thin air,
in
light air, I remember that.
2017, I think it was,
Yes.
where we took a diamond prism and set it to like 22 inches of draw length and 24 5 pounds. I don't remember what it was, and
Something like that. Yep, I remember that.
Steve's shooting it, and he's looking like this, and we
50
shot
per-
an Easton Vector 1000, I think it was,
Yep, thinking that that's the arrow that the kids need to go with.
and then we compared it to one of Nathan's ultralight 500s
Yep,
that had 100 grains more weight
yep.
than that Vector did,
But it carried.
and it hit not quite 2 foot, but let's call it 18 inches higher in the target at 30 yards.
That's right.
And both of us were,
Shocked.
wait a minute now.
Yep.
But when you think about it
Momentum.
and put the momentum aspect into it, okay,
Yep.
you know what? I can see this.
For sure.
I can make it make sense in my head. But originally,
Yep.
I would have lost my paycheck.
Oh, we
You know,
went through that. I
I
remember
would have
that.
lost my paycheck because I mean, it's going to be
Mm,
faster, lighter. Yeah.
mm.
No, dude, when it died, it died.
Yep. For
So,
sure. And that's the other part. Like here, and even in Georgia, right? So you're hunting a 2 acre plot behind your house, versus 2,000 acres you got somewhere. Um, I want the deer to fall as close as possible.
well, yeah, for sure. For me, I
But
want them. It
you're
don't matter
right.
where I'm at.
But
2 acres,
but
2,000. I
but at
want
the
'em.
same time, if you're hunting a 2 acre plot, you're probably not going to shoot over 25 yards.
Yeah, yeah, probably
You
depending
know,
upon. Yeah.
somebody's got a house in there. The 2 acres has got a house on it. You're only hunting a half acre, and it's wooded as wooded could be. So essentially, a little heavier arrow ain't going to hurt nothing, but it's going to pound
Hmm.
a lot.
Hmm.
So I mean, that's an argument that can go back and forth, and we can talk that.
That's a
Um,
rabbit hole that we can go down and spend
you're
weeks on.
right, but that's what I want. I want people to go in the comments and post, what do you want us to talk about? Because we got lots of rabbit holes we can run down.
Oh yes.
And so, but we want to make sure we run down holes that y'all want to hear.
Hmm.
There is lots of holes to run down. We just want to make sure we run down the right ones. Um, you know, Everybody asks me like why I pick my bow versus why you pick your bow. We have two different brands. But we understand the whole at the top of the you can't go wrong at the top.
No.
But we can. How do I want to say this without? I don't want to be a fan. There's no fanboy here. This was. There's a cycle difference in multiple bows,
Hmm.
and some people like this cycle over that cycle.
Right. And I've said it on here. I don't know how many times in the past. I like my bow because I like the way the bow holds in my hand, and the way
That's
it balances.
exactly.
Um, I'm not a big speed guy. I'm not a big guy that puts a lot of emphasis on the noise, which, granted, that all plays into
For sure.
uh, the metric system of how you pick your bow.
Yep.
I want my bow to point and hold good.
Yep.
I can make it shoot an arrow fast enough. I can
Do
make it
what you
quiet
need.
enough for the most part,
That's right.
but I want it to hold
Yep.
and I want it to be forgiven because I'm the one that's going to make the mistake.
Oh, for sure. That darn 6 inches between them ears makes a lot
Yes,
of mistakes.
yes.
Uh,
So for me, I pick my bow because I feel like it's more forgiven.
yep.
My mistakes are smaller,
I understand.
just because of the way the bow points and
Yep.
holds.
And that's what I'm saying. We're not picking brands. We're just talking about what we want in a bow. And that's what I mean. The customers walk in every day and they go, well, first thing most of them say, well, what do you shoot? Well, I'm like, what are you looking for? And a lot of guys, we still have a lot of guys that walk in and say, well, I just want to get started.
Hmm.
And you know what? Just getting started doesn't mean you have to break the bank.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, and I'm like, well, and the next question I said, I'm not trying to dig in your pockets. I said, all I want to know is how much are you wanting to spend or what did you have? Everybody has a number. You have a number with your house, right? You know what you're looking for.
Yep.
I have a number for what and everybody has a number. I'm like, hey, what are you thinking you want to spend? Now, I got some guys that say, I don't care. I want the best of the best. Money
For
is
sure.
no object.
Those are few,
Okay.
far, and in between.
You're 100% right. But you got tons of guys that walk in and say, hey, I'm new to this. My buddy is shooting. I want to shoot with him, but I don't want to. He said, I have sticker shock when I walk in. I said, I understand. When you walk in the door and that bow's 1,500, that bow's 1,300, that bow's 1,600, you go, oh, wait a minute.
Hmm.
Is this something I want to get into? I said, no, there's a $750 bow over there.
Right.
There's a $699 bow right there. I said, we can put a package together on that for another $150 and you can get out the door and shoot your bow.
Hmm.
And then they go, well, that's what. And so, you know, the other thing is, and I'm gonna tell you, you got one in your brand. Could you shoot an equal score with either bow?
You talking about the Ronin?
Yep.
I think so. I mean, I hadn't spent a lot of time behind that bow and shot a bunch of arrows out
But
of
it
it,
shoots
but
good.
it shoots good.
Yep.
Yes,
I will
and
say
it's sub $1,000.
that's right. And I honestly, it's funny because we got one of our staff shooters that shoots it. But the amplify, because I'm a Bowtech guy.
Hmm.
So the amplify, it's a great little bow. And it shoots really good. I
Hmm.
probably, if I had the same setup, you know what I'm saying? Like take the, just put a multi pin sight, drop away rest, whatever, shoot it. I think it'd be pretty close. I
Yeah,
really do.
yeah. I mean, it'd
Um,
be close. When you change, let's call it the tier level of what you're spending. I mean,
yes,
you're giving up something,
something for sure.
and I think those more budget friendly packages. I mean, you're giving
Yep.
up, the potential for some consistency,
Yes.
and some maybe even accuracy.
Yep.
Because one of the ways that they cut the price, if you will, is that you're usually dealing with a cast riser versus a CNC machined aluminum riser.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to get a little bit more lateral riser flex, and then usually the string material, the string build ain't
Might,
quite the
might,
same
yep.
as a flagship bow.
100%.
Um, and usually on those packages, the rest isn't always
The
the
best.
most consistent
Exactly.
rest.
Oh,
Will it work and
yeah.
harvest animals?
All day.
Absolutely.
That's right.
But where I personally think that those things come into play really deals with the archer's ability,
Oh, for sure.
because when you've got a rest that doesn't fall away like a QAD or a Hamsky, or a ripcord or even a vapor trail, when you're shooting a rest such as a biscuit or a hostage rest, exactly, and I explain it all the time. So for those that are watching this and can see it, my draw length is 29 and a half inches, and I'm shooting an arrow that's about 28 and a quarter, 28 and a half. Well, that arrow is touching the bow in two places. And for a whisker biscuit, for example, it's touching the string on the knock,
Yep.
and it's touching the biscuit,
Yep.
and it touches both pieces of the bow for the entire length of the arrow.
Yes.
So for my arrow length, let's call it 28 and a half.
Yep.
So for 28 and a half inches
Let's
into the shot cycle,
yeah,
any
27.
torque
Yep.
that I put into my hand is going to show up in the arrow flight to
100%.
some degree.
Yep.
You take a QAD, and I'm trying to do this where the camera can see it, and that arrow passes into the rest
Any
2
drop away
inches.
rest.
Any drop away,
Yep.
it passes 2 inches into the shot. Well, now it's fallen.
Yep.
And it's no longer making contact with the arrow shaft. So
Yep.
now you've taken one of those parts that is actually touching the arrow shaft out of the equation.
Exactly.
The only other thing that's touching it at this point is now the string. So my torque that I induce into the shot
It shows up less
shows up less. I'm not going to say that it's completely gone, but the arrow is less affected by where I make a mistake.
For sure. But those are the type of things that we're talking about that we would get in depth on when we're going, hey, there's no shoots this weekend, but today's topic is whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So
and maybe that's how we do those shows in that time frame is, this week we're talking about fixed versus mechanical.
100%. That's
and
what
there's an argument on both sides.
Oh,
we're talking about biscuit versus drop away.
Yeah. But we'll get it from our listeners.
Hopefully our listeners. Yeah. We want that feedback so we can we can chat about it
in the comments.
And not everybody is going to agree with our opinions.
Oh, for sure.
Because there's data out there if you track it down and jot it down and
100%.
Create an argument that shows this can be effective.
Oh, for sure. But yeah, that's what we want. If you want to send us a message, you can email us at georgiaarchery@gmail.com.
Oh, yeah.
And if you want to leave us a message, you can message us on all the social media platforms. We're on Facebook. We on Instagram. We on the gram. We on Chapsnats. We on Tweeters.
It'll always be Twitter.
That's right. We're on Tweeters. And you can find us on any of your platforms that you're listening to podcast. Be sure to share and like all of the stuff that you've listened to us. If you like what we do, just click the like button, man. Put the share button. Hit the little bell that says, hey, remind me when this comes on so that I can get to the next one. And that's what it's all about. You can find the video version on YouTube, and there's usually a couple of shorts from each video that ends up on the TikToks and ends up on the Instagrams and the Reels. So,
all right, let's do something.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna throw a wrench in it. You didn't know this was coming.
Uh-oh.
The first person that comes up this weekend and says that I heard that Georgia Archery was on footfinder.com gets a free t-shirt.
Footfinder.com.
John's on footfinder.com and they get a free t-shirt.
Robbie's on footfinder.com.
No, sir.
Yeah.
But we're going to run this as a test to see who actually listens 29 minutes into this podcast.
Footfinder.com. Robbie is showing his feet, making plenty of money.
No, sir.
He's trying to buy him a house. Y'all keep him up.
No.
Keep him up. Them hairy knuckles has got to go, baby.
No. But that's one of the social media platforms that you haven't put Georgia Archery on. As far as I know.
We ain't got no feet involved in this. No feet were harmed in this video. I tell you what though, yeah. So you heard what it said. If somewhere we read a comment, the first person that gets the comment.
Are you going to do it? Comment. I was thinking for those that because there's 78-ish archers registered for this weekend.
Okay.
And I know
you're saying at the state, it's 84.
84 for the S30A shoot.
S30A.
Because that's where we're going to be.
Okay. So now you've clarified.
My apologies.
The first archer
Yeah, we'll go Archer, not parent, Archer.
Archer that comes and says Robbie's got his feet on Feet
You're
Finder.
going to have to show a picture to prove it. And
Robbie's
I
got
will
his
pull
feet.
my shoe and my sock off right there to prove it ain't mine.
That dusty and crusty guy's got his crusty feet on.
You
Oh,
didn't see that one coming,
oh my gosh.
but you're going to have to prove it's mine.
Anyway, the first person that mentions Feet Finder at the shoot gets a free T-shirt.
How about that?
Archer,
Archer. Got to be an Archer.
not parent,
Nope.
and not coach.
Nope.
Because I know there's a lot of parents and coaches that listen to this,
And there's going to be some traveling going on.
Oh yeah.
So there's going to be an opportunity for somebody to hear this and say, "Hey, Jimmy, run over there and tell John that you saw his foot on footfinder.com."
Georgia Archer's got feet on Foot Finder.
No, we don't.
Son. No, we don't. But if you tell me that, you get a free T-shirt
Of
the
your
first
size. Yeah,
of
the
your
first
size.
one.
If
Not everyone, but the first
if I have it in stock.
Yeah.
Comes
And if
there.
not, then you can pick a size that
That's right, and color, whatever.
Maybe
Just doesn't
dad or
matter.
mom or somebody
Yep.
can.
Whatever.
So we're gonna use that as a metric to
metric to see
who's
and
listening.
then after that we'll just count how many feet that we talked about. Oh my gosh, darn, we'd have lost it. It went long.
Sorry, I knew you knew
that.
that wasn't coming. But when you said we're on every social media platform,
We are.
I had to throw a wrench in it.
We're definitely on all the majors.
The majors.
But yeah, the biggest things we want feedback, man. Clicks, comments. I mean, that's why we putting this in here. I need some comments.
Yeah. For sure.
We like last weekend we were talking about the shoot and threw that at Robbie last weekend about setting up a date for the shoot, and then I was asked 3 times this week about Hunter League. So Robbie, you need to hook me up with some information so I can get this thing going.
I've got to create sometime, maybe Monday this week.
And I gave Robbie a link to a folder to put all his pictures in, and
yeah, I'm slacking on that part.
Dude, it's all right because I slacked on
which I didn't get the link until just a couple of days ago. But
I know, but that's how bad I'm slacking. I'm slacking so bad that the show notes was updated today before we got done.
I saw you typing the show notes as you were doing it. And that's why I'm like, because I was already in the software that we use to do the video part of this. I was already in there, and I didn't see him.
Yep.
And I was like, well, I can see him editing the show notes.
I was.
And then you're like, I'm in.
Yep.
Well, I don't see you, so I logged out and logged back in, and there you were.
And you jumped in. Yeah, that was no big deal.
I guess it may be timed out because I had already been in for
you didn't been sitting around for a few minutes. I understand. But, dude, I appreciate everything. Yes, this is always – I'm telling you, I am just super happy that we've got this started back. And we want, I think it's growing. People are talking about it, and it's pretty cool. I was asked about the shoot again. Like I said, the shoot that we're planning, we'll just, me and you going to have to narrow that date down and get it nailed down. And I understand, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, if we can go ahead and get it nailed down, we'll get that.
We can get a date nailed down. I can't 100% say that I will be there without a shadow of a doubt, just because I don't know where and how this housing situation is going to work out. I mean, we're 3 or 4 offers in now and have yet to land anything. So, which that could change at any day. And then you got 30 days from that, or 30 or 45 days or whatever. So
you got to do all of that. And guess what? You're busy at the shop then.
Yep. And we got trying to move all. Yeah. So
this is going to be fun. This is definitely going to be fun. Anyway. So,
I'm
man,
not sure that it's going to be
fun. Maybe when you get done, you'll be like, oh, and you're like, well, at least we did it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So find us, like us, share us, tell everybody about us. If you didn't hear your information on the calendar, the website is got everything you need for the most part. And if you're missing something, tell me, we'll get it up there.
Mm-hmm.
www.georgiaarchery.com. But I guess that's about the end. Until next time,
I'm Big John.
And I'm Robbie. We'll see you.